In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on March 15, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Los Angeles Clippers versus New Orleans Pelicans. In a highly anticipated showdown, 2 formidable contenders in the Western Conference are set to collide on Friday night as the Los Angeles Clippers embark on a journey to face off against the New Orleans Pelicans. Notably, the Clippers will find themselves navigating the tail end of back-to-back games, having contested a match in Chicago on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Pelicans are coming off a challenging home defeat against Cleveland, enduring a 116-95 setback and failing to cover the spread as 6.5-point favorites. It's worth mentioning that this encounter marks the 4th and final meeting between these two teams, with the Pelicans currently holding a 2-1 lead in the series. The Los Angeles Clippers have maintained a commendable form, securing victories in 5 of their last 8 games overall. Eager to sustain this momentum, they showcased their prowess by overpowering the Bulls in a commanding 126-111 road triumph on Thursday. Notably, Paul George ignited the offensive onslaught, sinking 6 3-pointers en route to tallying 28 points on an impressive 1-1-2 shooting performance. Adding to the firepower, Kawhi Leonard contributed 27 points alongside 5 rebounds and 3 assists, while Norman Powell and Bones Highland delivered impactful performances with 18 and 17 points respectively. The Clippers exhibited exceptional efficiency, boasting a scorching 60% shooting rate from the field and converting 20 of 40 attempts from beyond the arc. Their blistering start, amassing 37 points in the opening quarter, set the tone for a dominant display, maintaining a double-digit lead throughout and extending their advantage to as much as 21 points at one juncture. Meanwhile, the New Orleans Pelicans have also showcased resilience, clinching victory in 5 of their last 7 games. However, they aim to rebound from a recent setback that halted their 4-game winning streak, succumbing to the Cavaliers in a disappointing 116-95 defeat on Wednesday. Despite Zion Williamson's stellar performance, contributing 33 points on 1-3 of 2-1 shooting, and Brandon Ingram's 20-point effort, supported by Trey Murphy's 11 points off the bench, the Pelicans struggled to find a rhythm collectively. Their shooting woes, culminating in a 43% field goal percentage and a meager 4 successful attempts out of 22 from beyond the arc, compounded their challenges. Falling behind early, compounded by a dismal second-half performance where they were outscored 63-50, the Pelicans faced a resounding defeat on home turf. As the matchup looms, uncertainties hover over the Clippers lineup, with James Harden and Kawhi Leonard listed as questionable participants. Conversely, the Pelicans approach the contest with a full complement of players, aiming to capitalize on their recent form. It's noteworthy that in their recent encounters, New Orleans faced opponents grappling with key absences due to injuries, highlighting their ability to exploit such opportunities. However, the absence of Kawhi Leonard, who departed the court in the previous game due to back spasms, poses a significant challenge for the Clippers. With New Orleans boasting top 10 rankings in offensive and defensive ratings, their formidable presence in a competitive Western Conference underscores the significance of every matchup. While the spread appears generous for the Clippers, the circumstances surrounding this matchup paint a challenging picture for them. Enduring a taxing schedule, coupled with recent injury concerns, renders the Clippers vulnerable. Moreover, the Pelicans' youthfulness and full-strength roster provide them with a distinct advantage. Strategically, the Pelicans' ability to exploit matchups, particularly against a Clippers lineup that may lack adequate defensive options against Zion Williamson, positions them favorably. Although Kawhi Leonard's defensive prowess may offer some resistance, New Orleans' overall depth and recent success against the Clippers amplify their prospects. While my inclination has been to support the Los Angeles Clippers in recent months, the dynamics of this matchup, coupled with their precarious situation, warrant a reevaluation. Considering the potential absence of key players like Leonard and Harden, alongside the Pelicans' advantageous position, the scales tip in favor of New Orleans. With a rested squad, a strong home record, and a recent history of success against the Clippers, the Pelicans emerge as the more favorable pick. Hence, the New Orleans Pelicans to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Anticipating the Clippers to field a lineup potentially devoid of their top stars, with Westbrook sidelined and Harden's participation uncertain, the Pelicans are poised to exploit this opportunity. Facing a makeshift backcourt comprising Bones Highland and Terrence Mann, the Clippers may struggle to generate significant offensive output. Furthermore, considering the Pelicans' recent trend of producing low-scoring affairs, alongside the Clippers' tendency towards longer offensive possessions, opting for the under on the projected total seems prudent. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Denver Nuggets vs. San Antonio Spurs. On the upcoming Friday night, the Denver Nuggets are slated for an intense clash as they hit the road, journeying to the Frost Bank Center where they will face off against the San Antonio Spurs. This encounter follows a recent victory for the Nuggets over the Miami Heat, while the Spurs, unfortunately, suffered a defeat at the hands of the Houston Rockets. Emerging as a formidable force in recent outings, the Denver Nuggets boast an impressive track record, having secured triumphs in 10 out of their last 11 games. Eager to extend their winning streak to 5 consecutive victories, they showcased their dominance in their latest showdown against the Heat, emerging triumphant with a convincing 100-88 scoreline on the road. Spearheaded by Michael Porter Jr.'s stellar performance, who contributed 25 points with remarkable efficiency, complemented by Aaron Gordon's 16 points along with 8 rebounds and 4 assists, and Nikola Jokic's double-double featuring 12 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Nuggets' offensive prowess was evident as they maintained a commendable 48% shooting accuracy from the field, supported by 11 successful attempts from beyond the arc. However, it was their defensive tenacity that truly set them apart, stifling the Heat's offense early on and ultimately clinching the victory with a dominant display, particularly evident in limiting the Heat to a mere 17 points in the crucial fourth quarter. Contrarily, the San Antonio Spurs find themselves grappling with a string of unfavorable outcomes, having suffered defeats in 4 of their last 5 matchups. Faced with the challenge of halting their downward spiral, they aim to bounce back from their recent setback against the Rockets, where they narrowly fell short with a 103-101 scoreline. Despite commendable individual performances from Tre Jones, who led the team with 24 points and 5 assists, Jeremy Sochan contributing 21 points on efficient shooting, and Victor Wembanyama's double-double effort of 13 points and 10 rebounds, the Spurs were unable to secure victory. Despite maintaining a respectable shooting accuracy of 47% from the field and showcasing resilience in establishing a narrow lead during the fourth quarter, their efforts were ultimately thwarted by a pivotal 10-0 run by the Rockets, sealing their fate in the contest. As the Nuggets prepare for their upcoming fixture, they do so with the luxury of a fully available roster, providing them with ample firepower to tackle the Spurs. Conversely, the Spurs continue to contend with the absence of key players such as Cedi Osman and Keldon Johnson. Notably, Devin Vassell's performance in the previous game against the Rockets was rather subdued, registering only 6 points alongside limited shot attempts. However, considering his typical aggressive approach towards scoring, this deviation from his usual performance was somewhat unexpected. Anticipating a return to form against the Nuggets, where he is likely to receive more opportunities to showcase his scoring prowess, Vassell is poised to play a pivotal role in the Spurs' resurgence. Although victory might elude them, a competitive showing is anticipated, with Vassell and Wembanyama leading the charge for the Spurs. So the San Antonio Spurs to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Furthermore, the San Antonio Spurs enter this matchup ranked 3rd in pace, signaling their propensity for an up-tempo style of play. In contrast, Nikola Jokic, the cornerstone of the Nuggets' offense, experienced a relatively subdued performance against the Heat, tallying a modest 12 points. Despite this, Jokic's contribution extended beyond scoring, as evidenced by his facilitation skills, leading his team in assists. With his exceptional track record, boasting 54 double-doubles this season, Jokic remains a formidable presence on the court, poised for a resurgent display against a Spurs team that ranks 23rd in defensive rating. Expectations are high for Jokic to deliver a standout performance, especially given his remarkable statistics in March, averaging 27.5 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 8.2 assists per game. Consequently, an uptick in Jokic's offensive output is anticipated, potentially fueling the Nuggets' pursuit of victory. As such, reflecting the offensive firepower expected from both teams in this compelling matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Atlanta Hawks versus Utah Jazz. On Friday, March 15th, the Atlanta Hawks will embark on a journey to Utah for their upcoming matchup. Atlanta steps onto the court with a record of 29 wins and 36 losses, placing them in the 10th spot within the Eastern Conference standings. Positioned 3.5 games ahead of the Nets for the final play-in games, the Hawks have a slim buffer. However, recent performances haven't been stellar as they've dropped 4 of their last 7 games. Contrastingly, the Utah Jazz hold a 28-37 overall record for the season. Occupying the 11th place in the Western Conference, they trail by 6 games for a spot in the play-in games. The Jazz have faced a tough stretch, losing 11 of their last 13 games due to significant injuries affecting their roster. Recent outings have painted a mixed picture for the Atlanta Hawks. Despite clinching victories in 5 of their last 9 games, they're keen on avoiding a third consecutive loss following a defeat against the Trail Blazers in a close 106-102 road battle. DeJounte Murray led the charge with an impressive 40-point performance, but support was limited, with Clint Capela contributing 13 points and 14 rebounds, while De'Andre Hunter chipped in with 11 points off the bench. Although the Hawks showcased strength early on by limiting the Trail Blazers to just 17 points in the first quarter and securing a 16-point lead, they faltered in the third quarter, allowing 35 points and ultimately losing control of the game. Conversely, the Utah Jazz have endured a challenging period, suffering defeats in 11 of their last 13 matchups. Seeking to halt a 3-game losing streak, they encountered a significant setback against the Celtics in a 123-107 loss. Despite notable performances from Keon George, Jordan Clarkson, and Colin Sexton, the Jazz failed to sustain momentum, succumbing to a late surge from the Celtics in the fourth quarter. In terms of player availability, both teams face significant absences. The Hawks continue to miss key players such as Jalen Johnson, Trae Young, and Saddiq Bey, while the Jazz are without Jordan Clarkson and Lauri Markkanen. With both teams craving a victory, injuries have undoubtedly impacted their strategies and gameplay. Considering the circumstances, the Hawks appear to have a slight edge in this matchup. Despite the absence of Trae Young, they still boast scoring prowess, with DeJounte Murray leading the charge. Conversely, the Jazz will feel the absence of top scorer Lauri Markkanen and leading assist man Jordan Clarkson, exacerbating their recent struggles. With the Jazz faltering in 11 of their last 13 games, the Hawks have an opportunity to capitalize on their opponent's vulnerabilities. Fresh off a disappointing loss to the Trail Blazers, the Hawks aim to rebound against the struggling Jazz. While the Jazz continue to grapple with their worst slump of the season, winning just 2 of their past 13 games, the Hawks have demonstrated more consistency, maintaining a 5-5 record in their last 10 outings. Moreover, the Hawks secured a decisive victory over the Jazz by 27 points in their previous encounter, further bolstering their confidence and determination. Anticipated to be a closely contested affair, the Hawks are favored to prevail in this matchup, leveraging their advantage over the slumping Jazz squad. Therefore, the Atlanta Hawks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Regarding the total points scored, no specific figure has been set for this game. However, historical data suggests a tendency towards lower scoring encounters between these two teams. With the total set at 238 points in their previous meeting, both teams fell short of this mark. In fact, in 7 out of their last 10 encounters, the total points remained below this threshold, often hovering around 220 or fewer. Given this trend, opting for the under on the projected total seems prudent. Atlanta has also demonstrated a propensity for low-scoring affairs, with 8 of their last 10 games resulting in totals below the projected threshold. Therefore, under the projected total stands as our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.